What the hell is Sauce Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Sauce Sports. Apologize for the slight delay. I am your host, Honcho, man, and as always, it is an honor to get to chop it up with you guys on the 31 days of Sauce. Like I said, we're going live every day. A lot of interesting stuff been going on. I was catching up on some things that are happening here on the tube, and I got to make sure I plan accordingly because y'all know how we get down over here. I want to keep the sauce the way it is, so might have to make some changes. We'll talk about that before we open up the line. But if you're not familiar with Sauce Sports is the Houston Texans Homer Network. Means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. Excuse me. As of late, we've been covering again the Texans versus Titans game this weekend, divisional rivalry in the AFC South, and a little bit more than just the divisional rivalry when you're talking about, former teams and all that other good shit. But we're going to separate from that. It's a new day and age. Make sure you follow Sauce Sports on all the proper social media. Sauce Sports HTX on Instagram, Twitter, and make sure you like the Sauce Sports Facebook page. Everybody's welcome to come join the Facebook group. And it's just a lot to talk about. Make sure you follow Sauce Sports. Go to saucesports.tv, like in your domain, and subscribe to Sauce Sports TV, the other channel. We're definitely going to get back on. I want to get on some Rockets talk, but after that tweet they posted today, I might have to abandon the Rockets. I'm very highly disappointed, but that's more of a conversation for the den this evening. But I'm glad all you could join. Let's see what we got joined in the mix tonight, and then let's get into it, man. Let's talk about some shit, and then we'll open up the lines again tonight, and then I'll have someone from around joining me probably tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow. What do we got? What is this? Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's probably be like tomorrow and Saturday. We might do a fucking Friday. We might have the lines back over for the fucking Friday. But Raymond Kirsten, what's the motherfucking deal? Michael Sheldon Asmel, what's the motherfucking deal? The South shit. I'm on the Wild Wild West, man. Edwin Chopper, what's the motherfucking deal? Edwin, what's the motherfucker? Where you been at, Edwin? Goddamn it! Even folks was asked for you in the den the other day. Rob, what's the motherfucking deal? Jimmy T. Cameron, Hugh 335 in the motherfucking building. Josh McCarty, Frederick Smith, what's the motherfucking deal? D-Lo Trey, what's the motherfucking deal? David, go DJ. Let me see. Aaron, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Hugh, Diane, man, I'm fucking up. D. Frazier, that's what we're gonna call you. Let me see. Oh. Yeah, nobody's. Your comments were stupid, Tennessee Titans. That's the only reason. People got their IQs lowered by reading the stuff you said because it made no sense. So if you feel like, who feels rewarded? Like, who feels validated? I got blocked. I've done something. Your life must suck. Anyway, David Wynn. Let me see. What's the motherfucking deal? OPP. I used to be down with OPP. I'm an old nigga now. I can't be doing all that. DeAndre, what's the motherfucking deal? James Harden, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Cayman James, shout out to Cayman James, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Do they though? What's the motherfucking deal? Kevin Jones, what's the motherfucking deal? Footballer. Let me see. Trapping. Trapping. Now look, I don't. I'm for the fucking name all up. Trapping MRC Jr. What's the motherfucking deal? The question about how I like it on the T-Real, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, they retweeted a fucking thing. This is it's super lame. Like, whoever's running their social media department should be fired. They retweeted the picture of Lizzo at that fucking Lakers game, talking about, Lizzo, we'll love to have you come dance with the Rockets power. Man, I'll unfollow the power dancers. And look, I know I ain't been giving y'all the Rockets content on Sauce Sports TV, but shit, I don't know, player. Okay. Talking about Lizzo come dance with, like, Staples Center talking about banning her. Y'all talking about come having her dance. Nobody want to see that, dog. Like, it's one thing, and it's not even about her being a big girl. It's just like, come on, man, that shit is trashy. And then if you're going to invite her to come in with that type of outfit, all that shit, I'm not saying that's what they said, but that makes Houston look trashy. Like, I don't identify with that. DJ Roy, what's the motherfucking deal? Aaron's Chaotic Gaming. Yeah, we might have to bring back that Roasted Texans. I forgot all about that. But we might need to bring the Roasted Texans thing back again at the end of the season and the Sauce Awards. Texans fan, let me see. Jaja, what's the motherfucking deal? Buck McCaffrey, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, look, I ain't rocking with no Lizzo. Like, y'all like her music, fine. I don't know. I've never heard a song, period. And honestly, apparently I know what her backside looks like more than her front side. But that shit was trash. Nigga. It's like I say, I ain't hating on the big girls. I don't mind a big girl. Big girls need love too. But it's just, come on, man. Like, if that, people try to make it seem like you're fat shaming her. No, the broad walking around with her fucking ass out. Like, that shit is not ideal. You have your concert, fine. It's your fucking house, fine. And your album cover, your CD, whatever, that's fine. People are buying that. But at a place where people are bringing their kids and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want to see that shit, dog. Motherfuckers coming to see the Lakers play, and you seeing, you ain't got no ass, dog. Like, it's I don't know. Anyway, that fucking long thong and all that other nasty shit. Nobody want to see that shit. A terrible twerk with a long thong. Like, come on. Anyway. Luke, what's the motherfucking deal? So like I say, my thing is it is what it is, man. I'm on the band train. Like, that shit is shenanigans, though. Like, that, to me, like I say, it's just about how you carry yourself. You can't, you need that much attention. Like, I'm not with the whole attention whore shit. But let's talk about it, man. Like I say, so we got the Texans-Titans game coming up, and I want to look at two things in particular, and I think these two names are the biggest impact, because you got Henry, I believe, having a hamstring issue, and then you have Will Fuller. Don't know if he's going to be a go for this game, right? Don't know. We are going to be talking about it at the end. We're going to be talking about body shaming or something like that at the end of the night, because I'm just tired of all the nonsense. They named this. Anyway, we get into the end of the night, so it's going to be a very interesting conversation. We've been having some back and forth in the den about that. But so my thing is this, though, right? You went to school in England, young Higo. But my thing is this, man. And then you got Will Fuller, right? And we've said for weeks, we've said throughout the season, this offense tends to go as Will Fuller goes, or his availability. Not necessarily that how he goes, but his availability. And, the best ability is availability. Your health is your wealth. We can say all this same shit over and over again. And again, I'm just looking at how does this impact how the Texans deal with this going forward, because I don't even know the number of games that Will has missed or been unable to go, and it just doesn't even make any sense. But it's an injury. It's a tough thing to deal with. You just kind of got to, take it as it goes. Hamstrings can be nagging, but it just seems like it's always something. And if you're not going good to go for a game like this, it's important, right? You're talking about the division. You're talking about, a necessary weapon. So I think both of these guys are extremely impactful guys. Henry says, he's going to go. He said he's going to have to cut his leg off. Well, he's going to be out there. That sounds like a den conversation. Kevin, we might talk about that in the den. But like I told y'all yesterday, this game goes as this offense goes, because let's be honest, the Texans have no defense. The Texans are not going to stop anything that the Titans do. Let's just be realistic. The Titans' offense is one of the best in the league right now. Since Tannehill has come up, they've been putting up like 38, something like that. They're scoring points. They're fucking 6-1. They're hot when it matters. They beat a lot of the same teams that we've beaten. And this defense is terrible, right? They're terrible. And so, let's be honest. Who are you going to stop? Scarlett, I think he's dinged up. I think he has an Achilles and I don't think it's Achilles in the shoulder, I think. So let's just say you got Jacob Martin out there. Jacob Martin's a light guy, and you especially be running at him. He's not going to stop too much. He's not going to stop too much of shit. So, as potent of a pass rusher as he can be, he's not going to stop anything. It's just the more I look at certain things, the less comfortable I feel. And if the Texans do win this, it's going to be in an ugly game. If they lose, it's going to be in an ass kicking. And so my thing is just like, this game shouldn't be that tough for the Texans, but I feel like it will be. But I feel like it's a winnable game, but I don't think it'll be by much because, again, who can the defense stop? As far as you're not getting any pass, not getting any pressure on anybody. Romeo Correll's going to have these guys come back into the zone scheme. They're going to find all the holes in the zone. Man, that's the one thing that you've noticed, regardless of who's healthy, who's not. Teams have been killing us, especially across the middle. People have been killing us running the zone scheme because there's so many holes in the and they eat. You look at Davis, you can look at Brown. Like, these guys are not great in my opinion, but they're not bad. They're good enough. If you've seen these other guys come out of nowhere, who's a guy from Indy, Pascal, and some of these other guys, when they barely had but T.Y., if they were able to eat, these guys will be able to eat. It's just it's not looking good, honestly, in my opinion. Like, it's not looking good. If I want to be genuine about how I feel about the Texans winning this game. But the two key things, again, is if Henry's able to go, which I'm pretty sure he'll be able to go. He'll probably be able to go Sunday. I'm pretty sure he's going to be ready. If he's not ready to go now, he's not going to be able to go on Sunday. I mean, that's just what it is. Like I said that last week. Anytime Will's on the fucking report, he's not going to go. And so, damn, wow, 118 to 78 in the past 4 weeks. That's terrible. That's atrocious. That's atrocious. And again, that carries over too to a couple of things. As bad as the defense is, you look at this game, and I don't want to play look ahead because we played look ahead last week with Denver a little bit, and that bit us in the ass or bit them in the ass. And then I'm not with that shit. But anyway, they bit them in the ass. And look, Evans or not, which probably ends up helping the Texans. And then I think Jameis might be hurt, his hand might be hurt, so there may be a backup. Again, Jameis plays. I think that the Bucs, he can put points up. Who is he? He's like second in touchdowns or something like that, or passing. I think he's up there, but leading in interceptions by far too. But he's going to air it out if he's able to go. If not, some new guy that we don't have a lot of film on him, so it's kind of hard to figure it out. So like I said, it's going to be a very interesting outcome to see how this thing happens. I'm just like, man, I'm not going to get positive. That I'm not going to do. But it is still fuck the Titans, right? It's still fuck the Titans, no matter what. So even if it's not me saying, oh, the Texans are going to win, it's still fuck the Titans. I wonder if O'Brien and D'Antoni crossed paths at some time, and O'Brien might have touched him, right? And he might have touched him and just gave him some of that ick. He just got some ick on him. You know what I'm saying? But the reason the secondary is so bad is like because you can't get any pressure on anybody. Again, you can only cover so long. Like the one game they play man, you see them excel. You see them look good. You see that they look like they belong here. And then you go back to a zone scheme. You look like trash. Now somebody said something yesterday, and I don't really know if I want to talk about it because it's kind of a personal thing, and I don't really know the details about it. So I really don't want to get into the personal aspect of it and say the wrong things. Normally I don't care too much about what is being said, but I don't want to say the wrong things when it comes to this situation. I don't know. Somebody asked about do I think that Bill O'Brien, the health of his son, has an impact on what he does. I don't know the details of that. I don't know any of that. And so while I do think that that's something that he thinks about. While I do think that that is something that he probably concerns himself with, I'm not going to really dive into it too much because I know, but I don't know if he has a health condition, but I don't know if it's like a life-threatening thing or what's going on. I know that he does have a situation. So I wanted to cover that because I know some people had asked what I thought about that, and I do think that has it. I mean, with anybody, it's going to be. You just, I mean, that's something you think about, but it's not like I don't think he's, on the brink of anything or nothing like that. So I don't know how much of that is, maybe Miss O'Brien, Jack is his son, okay. Maybe Miss O'Brien handles those kind of things, while Bill does what he does. I don't know how much of that has an impact on what he does on a day-to-day, but I think that's something you're just always going to think about. That's always something you're going to think about. No matter what. Yeah, but I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, but that's been that way since he's gotten here. And that's why I have a problem too with him having so much on his plate. You got personal stuff going on, and then you got that going on. A couple of things before we open up the line. Like I said, we get open up the line. We're not gonna waste a lot of time. We can probably get about an hour in today, and. So some of y'all, like I said, maybe if you're not like actually a YouTuber or whatever, and this is not really about YouTube, this is about Sauce Sports. But some changes have come, and they're quote unquote harassment and all this other bullshit, these policies that they're changing up. So for those of you who rock with the Den too, I'll be talking about it maybe more in depth there. But I'm gonna say is that make sure you're following Sauce Sports on all the proper social medias. Just in case for whatever reason. And I'm going to, like I said, I finally finished putting all almost. I got like 3 little tiles I got to put up behind me. But everything, so I'm going to start doing more of the podcast. They should be back on the proper platforms. I'm going to double check everything tomorrow with make sure it's on Spotify, iTunes, all those proper things. So make sure, you stay up to date with that. And what I'm going to do here, and I have one for the Den, I haven't done it for Sauce Sports. I'm going to probably end up setting up like an email list or something like that. And that way, you can keep up to date with everything that's going on with Sauce if you want to subscribe to that just to stay abreast of information. Basically, taking some preventative measures because of all the changes that are happening on YouTube. I mean, it's a good platform, but the goal has never been to be a YouTuber or to blow up on you. Like it's a different plan that I definitely have, but this is just a platform to build on and then go from there. But so, like I say, the podcasts are going to be coming back real soon, hopefully like starting at, let's say, Monday, and try to realize I should have everything in order by Monday to get those back on a regular. And I do have the ability to do live podcasts, so we may go that route. The podcast thing that I use, it has like a chat feature and all that other stuff. So, it can it'll still be similar, just maybe no visuals on the screen or whatever, but it'll still have that ability to go live. I'm going to be looking at some other platforms and things to spread the balance of everything. Like I say, just you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket because anything can happen. Especially the way we talk around here at Sauce Sports, people get offended. People are soft. People get their panties in a bunch when you say certain things. And like I say, these new rules are so dubious, you really can't tell, what they consider harassment or offense. You can't say this about people. You can't say that. You can't say nothing about nobody. I like talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I like talk shit. Sam Fisher, I appreciate the love, man. Somebody Spotify was yeah, that's what I got. I think the Den's on there. I got to check everything else. But it's about going much harder. I told y'all 31 days of Sauce, so that ain't changing. But this is just to get into training for doing more content, to dropping more stuff. BitChute's cool. But like I say, the hardest thing though, honestly, is not that anything is wrong with some of these other platforms. Because I think I have a BitChute account. I think the Den has a BitChute account. And I know people have told me about DLive and some of these other things. But the hardest thing about it is, that's what I'm saying. That's the crazy thing. The crazy part about it is getting people to switch platform. More people just rather click on a different video than say, well, I'm going to go check it out over here. Or I'm going to go over here and, watch this. Or I'm going to go over here and just to watch this one show. So, like I say, man, if you really fuck with the sauce, just, keep that in mind. Like I say, I'll be dropping the email list, some other things here real soon, just to keep you all abreast. So, just in case. Because, the Copa Copper thing, they talk about targeting, videos that can be targeted to kids. Y'all know Sauce Sports is not for the kids, but because it's sports content, they could try to parlay that. They can try to parlay that into, that it's for the kids, it's sports, it's athletic, kids watch that. So that's why I'm going to be real careful with what's going on here at on the sauce. But the Den is definitely not for kids, so I'm not worried about all that. So yeah, I'm you already know that. But that's the thing, man. People don't want you to be able to say what you want to say. Well, fuck all that, man. Let me get the line open. Like I said, I want to know your thoughts. Like I said, we'll take calls. Wise, what's the motherfucking deal? We'll just get some discussion going on. And then if you like it, like I love it, make sure you support the sauce, man. There's different avenues. I'm gonna be, like I said, there's gonna be a couple of different things going on. I'm gonna get the email list and stuff set up and done for tomorrow. Like I said, I'll just start sharing more there because it's just easier. If you're really interested, you'll get that information. If not, then it is what it is. Want to love me sexy? Love me sexy? Is it you? Y'all don't know nothing about that Jackie Moon, maybe. Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. Every time I log into this, I see some very interesting text messages. Always very, very interesting. All right. Come on, boot up. All right. We got calls come in. Well, goddamn. All right. What's the motherfucking deal, man? We got called into the Sauceline this evening.
What's up with the Honcho? It's McCarty, brother.
McCarty, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind this evening, man?
Man, we're talking about these Texans, man. Talking about this goddamn division. Niggas felt confident, coming into this game Sunday about the Titans, but nigga, now I don't even know. You can't even beat goddamn July. God dang. Y'all niggas, it pissed me off when they told me, they like, this team ain't never went over 24 points in the game. And all, so this nigga over here looking like goddamn young Tom Brady in them.
That's what I'm saying. That's the crazy shit.
You know what I'm saying? So now, I don't even know about this team right now. I know that, one thing I can say, I'm glad that we lost right now. I know people like, nigga, why you glad about that? Because at the same time, it helps niggas to stay humble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got that big win over the Patriots. Niggas think they arrived.
Yeah.
And then you got Mitchell coming in and pick you up like that in your own stadium. So it helps them, in the long run, I think. Because I think, I don't know what the exact number is, but I know that, what was that, Deshaun, he don't lose. I don't think he ever lost back-to-back, has he?
Yeah, we started last year. We started with 0-3.
Oh, yeah, the 0-3, yeah. God dang, I forgot about that. Don't come out like, God dang, don't remind me of that. Don't remind me of that bull. God dang, got to bring that up. Hey, but he went on that long streak, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, man, the Texans, they gonna have to show up, man. I don't know what to do with Will Fuller. Now, everybody got mixed opinions on this. I'm gonna ask you first, though.
Okay.
Would you be opposed? I know that like this nigga got a lot of problems, got a lot of issues, but the nigga can ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I'm going with it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be opposed of getting Antonio Brown?
Samson Simpson, I stick by my story. Yes, I would. And just because the same way I felt earlier this year, Antonio Brown has some issues. Like
he has issues.
I think the dude can ball, but is he mentally stable enough to be a part of something. Like my deal with him is like I feel like the dude is bipolar, or he got some CTE, the early onset of CTE or something. Because even like it was funny because I was reading the shit he put up last couple of days. Is one day it's an apology, the next day it's fuck everybody. What I was thinking about this, I'm like, damn, Antonio Brown reminds me of a female who did something to piss you off. At first she gonna give you the attitude. Then she gonna try to give you some pussy to make you feel better, like that's what it is. But if you reject that and you be like, nah, I don't want that, then she gonna get mad at you again. Like that's how I feel. Like that's like the mentality. He's like he mad at everybody. He's like, well, fuck everybody. I don't need I'm gonna do whatever I do. Then a couple of weeks later, well, I thought about it. I just want to apologize to everybody upset, and maybe I'm just working on I didn't know how to deal with the fame and all this. Then a day or two later, don't nobody respond to it. Oh, well, fuck everybody. I don't need him knowing. I don't need this and I don't need. It's just like I don't know who he is from day to day. Just like I don't know what Texans team gonna show up. We don't need no more lack of inconsistency. We already got enough.
That's true. That's a goddamn fact. So I would, because the one thing, because the nigga say, the one thing I can't say about Tony Brown, this nigga got a lot of issues. I get it. Trust me, everybody in the chat, nigga, I get it. He got a lot of issues. But having him was a hot and still, nigga, that nigga, and Deshaun Watson, the quarterback, nigga, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's a legitimate weapon, but what happens when he doesn't get to be the man that he expects to be? Like, because I think about it like this. I look at it like Juju, right? Juju's a little goofy dude. Juju is a real playful young cat. He ain't real, he's not a real imposing guy. He rolled for Antonio Brown when what's his name lit his ass up. He came back and took that personally and hit Burfict or whatever. Like, and then as soon as Brown bounces, he just throws him all under the bus and just treats him like the Brown is just like a hoe ass nigga to me. Like, that's why I don't really cut for him.
I can see that. I can see that. I know exactly. Like. Okay, one more quick. Like, what you think about the boy JJ coming back for the playoffs? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, that nigga needs to sit down somewhere too. Look, it's just like because what I heard, it was like I said, it's supposed to be like a 8 to 10 month injury. I think the pec thing. Like, come on, right. JJ ain't Superman JJ no more. You're getting up there. Like, don't rush it back. What happens? I mean, and yeah, if you re-aggravated, you got a long time to heal up. But it's just like. To me, and what I've been saying even at the beginning of the year before JJ ever got hurt, whenever he was, health and everything, to me, JJ doesn't change the impact of anything. And I know people are like, oh, that's blasphemy. But to me, it doesn't really change anything. One of our best defensive games that we had this year is, no JJ. I know people say, well, he takes on double teams. That's cool, but still, ain't nobody else getting no pressure on the quarterback. So with JJ out, people have to play their roles. With JJ's there, right. People have to watch what JJ did, then we play our role. It's like an athlete, like, or they rely too heavily, or they expect JJ to do it or whatever. Like, similar to watching a Rockets game. Everybody just sit there and watch James do a bunch of shit, and if he don't make, oops, maybe I should have went and got the rebound, maybe, so whatever it may be. But it's just like that's kind of how I feel. Like, well, we're gonna rely heavily on JJ, and like I say, I would rather him if you're gonna bring him, or he's gonna play, he still got another year. I would rather him sit out, get fully healthy. You know what I'm saying? And just come back next season, as opposed to trying to rush it to do something this season, which may or may not have an impact. And again, either way, I don't think it changes the outcome of too much of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, JJ not going to stop the Ravens. He's not going to stop Lamar. JJ is not. He doesn't thrive much against mobile quarterbacks like that. Lamar get outside, it's a wrap. Again, like I say, depending on who else you see in the play, I don't see it being that big of an impact if JJ's there or not. So I'd rather him be healthy and get a full healthy JJ, next season than try to rush him just to say you brought him back.
Last one, I'm gonna let somebody come on. All right. So if the Texans don't win the division, if somehow, somewhere, the goddamn Titans make it, the Titans got to play the goddamn Saints too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
So if somehow the Texans lose the division, will Bill O'Brien be fired?
No, he won't. Texans gonna bring him back. They gonna bring him back. He's so y'all got as much as I want to say because right now is the opportunity. You have a lot of young coaches out there. You got a lot of guys and college that would be good to bring in. You got a lot of guys who are had experience in the NFL who possibly want to come back that are in college now. You know, the Rileys, the Shaws. You know, I know people talking about Urban Meyer. Y'all know I've mentioned Harbaugh. There's a couple other names that are out there, and I think this is the time to get them because I think there's going to be a lot of hungry teams out there picking up, you know, wanting to change some things around. But think about how heavily entrenched Bill O'Brien is in this team. It's like he has a lock. The one thing we've said a lot is that this front office has no football knowledge, so they all rely on Bill O'Brien, right? So, one, he's your GM, he's your head coach, he's basically your offense coordinator. Everybody on his staff has been pretty much with him for a minute. They all have jobs because they've been rocks. A lot of them would rock with him in Penn State. You know, you're talking about Kelly and a couple other guys, former Texans, you know, things like that. So they feel, oh, you know, Bill has given us opportunities. You know, he's done this. So they may have this sense of loyalty to him. And it's just like, if you get rid of Bill, just the one man, then the Texans have a lot of work to do. They've already come out and say they don't want to go and do the GM thing. So that's already saying, oh, well, we like what Bill O'Brien's done. We're probably going to stick with it no matter what. And again, you don't have the assets. You don't have the leverage that I think next year with as far as doing some of the moves he made this year. And you went all in this year. And if you don't thrive, you don't succeed. If you don't have a better record, then what's the fucking point?
Right. Well, that's man. You know, shout out to Honcho on the South, man. I know I've been on here long, man. With the South Side, man. I'm out, man.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man.
Already.
All right, shout out to McCarty, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the Sauceline this evening, man?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman Reigns. What's the motherfucking deal? What's on your mind, man?
Man, you know, Honcho, I just want to break you down a couple of facts real quick that I just looked up about the Texans, man.
Okay.
All right, so against teams above 500, we are 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Below 500, we're 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
Defense overall, we give defense overall is 375.3 yards per game, which is ranked 25th best in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
They said defensive pass, we are 101.7 pass rate overall, which is 29th best in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Pass defense, 65.8 yards per game, 27th best in the NFL.
Correct.
Pass defense yards per average, 22nd best in the NFL.
Correct.
Yards per carry, 20th best in the NFL, and CMT, 26th best in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We have given up 28 touchdowns allowed, which is 28th best in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up, I got a little more. Then they say giving up, we have given up 300 yards in each of the last 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Then they say, but this offense. In the offense in 2019, passes yards per game. We're 10th best.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, when it comes to rushing, we're 7th best.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you right there, this team is inconsistent. That tells you that you have a pretty solid offense that could be better, but you know what? It can make some noise.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a defense that is bottom category in every stat I just named.
Yeah, they got worse after last week because at least they had a couple of stats that was in the low teens. Now they in the fucking everything's in the 20 now.
And then even your offenses got worse. You used to be, if I'm correct, a couple of weeks ago, 5th best in rushing. You went down to 7th.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that tell you? That tells you getting away from the run game.
Mm-hmm.
What was working? Because Ty and Johnson was doing their job.
Yeah.
When we were feeding them the ball, we were saying the best. I mean, I forgot. I think that was Rick who said it. Man, Hyde runs aggressive, and you don't see that aggressiveness anymore. Duke, I think, has got a little better, but Hyde, it seems like he's falling to the wayside. You know, and it just shows you that this team can look like. That's why what Dion says about the team makes so much sense. I just don't know if Houston Texans is going to show up.
Correct.
Because you can either get the Houston Texans that showed up against the Patriots or showed up against Kansas City, you know, or you're going to get the Patriots who showed up against Carolina. You're going to get the Texans that showed up against the Broncos that just happened. You don't know what you're going to get. And that's That's the irritation about this team. And I'm not saying Bill don't need to go. I'm still on the 5 Bill Bond train. This has been a constant thing with Houston for years since Kubiak. You know, inconsistent. Don't know who they are. So my point here is for all the optimistic fans say, you know, this team is doing something. Look at the stats, man. Numbers don't lie. This tells you that this team doesn't have an identity on defense. They don't have a leader. They don't have somebody that's going to get on somebody's ass. They don't have a real identity of what they want to be. Do they want to play this? Do they want to play that? And it's going to lead you into the same hole you always been, mediocre. You know, I don't mean to sound negative, man, but I just don't know how to.
You're a terrible person, Roman. Why are you so negative? Giving people facts and things like that. Shame on you for giving people the facts. You should be disappointed in yourself for telling the truth. How dare you?
Look, man, I love the Texans like everybody else, but my heart has been broken too many times. And when we lost to the Colts at home, it broke my back. It broke me to where I had to start looking, not as just a fan, but look at, like, how do we make this team better? I had to start looking at, damn, you know, we do this every year. You just got to wake up, man. I'm not saying to hate your team or always be negative. I mean, hell, when the Texans doing good, we all happy. It's just realize when you see bullshit. You know, don't take some and think it's for something. You give it, I mean, realize something. That's a life lesson, but that's just this team. Don't listen to everything Bill is telling you. Bill's saying what you want to hear. Well, we're going to get better. That don't mean he's going to get better.
Bill been getting better for 6 fucking years, man. That motherfucker been talking about getting better for 6 fucking years. And still ain't done it. So.
Yeah. So what? That's what I mean. What else he has to tell you? Because if he hadn't done it in the 6 years he's been here, when is he going to do it? That's like an addict saying, "I'm gonna stop doing drugs," but they keep doing drugs. They're not going to stop. So when are you going to realize to cut them off? I feel like we always talk about the crack and shit. Damn, I feel like some fans is really on drugs when it comes to Bill. Everything he says is right. Come on, man, wake up. Because you're just going to lead yourself down to the same hole, being irritated when we get whooped in the playoffs, you know?
Yeah.
So, like I called yesterday, man, and I was like, we might win. I don't think we win in Honcho. I just read that report said that Fuller questionable, and I think that goes our chances right there, man. Because, you know, when Fuller's not in the game, this team it's a shell of itself, especially on offense. And I hate to keep saying I don't know, but I don't know, man. But that's my call, man.
All right, Roman. Well, I appreciate you dropping some facts and some stats on us, man. Thank you for calling in.
At any time.
All right. Man, I'm telling y'all, it's like this. If you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And I know people say now if we don't go to playoffs, they'll fire me. Man, Bill is going to be here. No matter what, Bill is going to be here. Texas don't make the playoffs, they're going to fuck around and keep Bill. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in to the Sauceline this evening?
What up? It's Tony.
Tony, what's on your mind, man?
Or Asmail.
Yes, Tony Asmail. Tony, you said something? 'Cause I remember you said the nickname of Tony something one time, and I was trying to remember what the fuck it was. That's why I couldn't remember, so I just said Tony. What's on your mind? What's on your mind, man, Asmail? What's going on?
By the way, I'm over that Popeye's chicken sandwich because they ain't putting enough sauce on that bitch anymore.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, y'all ain't want to hear me. That shit got chemicals in it. That Exxon make the Popeye's chicken sandwich. Exxon and Popeye's got the cooperation. They making the sandwich. They producing them hoes in a petrochemical plant and shit. Trio, what's the motherfucking deal?
But you know, if you ain't putting in the sauce, then I ain't fucking with you. Hey, that's a plug right there. Hey, but why are we talking about the Texans right now? Let's talk about how the fuck the Rockets are losing to the Cavaliers right now. What the hell?
Look, I already told y'all when a certain transaction went down, my thoughts on how that was going to impact the Rockets. People thought I was just hating. You're like, oh, so you just hating because you don't. I'm telling you, if I'm nothing else, I'm going to be consistent. I don't care if you swap teams to join a team I prefer to watch or not. I told y'all I felt like this one particular individual was going to kind of lessen the Rockets' chance. I didn't think that they necessarily got better, and so you know it is what it is. I'm just leave it at that.
It's definitely interesting because like compared to like CP3, like you could definitely tell he had like he knew when to tone, when to fucking speed up tempo, when to slow it down, what possessions were important, and like this team always wants to go like at 100 the whole time, and like eventually by the time the third quarter starts, they end up getting gassed. And I can see this is actually being the season where James Harden fucking is completely wasted by the time he hits the playoffs. Cause I just fucking saw the Cavaliers fucking triple team his ass. Like, god damn, triple team.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, son. That's crazy shit.
But anyways, I know we just talking Texas right now, so
now we talking about Lizzo right now. That's what we talking about. The Rockets and Lizzo, and talking about inviting Lizzo to come. That's what we talking about, goddamn. Nah, we just.
Hey, bro, I felt like when I saw that shit, I felt dirty as shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And she went to my school and everything, bro. So I felt extra bad, dog. God. Yeah, she went to LC.
Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, they're gonna start thinking of us like that's how we are.
As well, you got the number, man. You got it in the little black book somewhere under LZ.
Nah, she probably wrote it down on the back of her glamour pictures and shit. But I probably tossed that bitch to the side.
Nah, damn.
Yeah. Hey, but man, these Texans, it's sad to see, bro. Like, it's like with O'Brien, it's always something. Like, like in 2014, he had the defense, you had the running game, you had the top wide receiver, and you even had Hopkins at that point, and like you didn't have a QB. Then you fucking Russian roulette with a couple of these QBs. You do a couple of things and shit. The city really forgiving you because, you don't really got nobody at QB, even though you have Brock. And to be honest with you, when you look at the season of Brock, like, Brock wasn't an elite QB, but he did pull some fucking wins that were fucking like, how the fuck did he do that? And I think that's kind of the same shit that he was doing with the Broncos, when he was starting over Peyton Manning certain games. Like, there was just some shit in him sometimes that just come out, but it wasn't really consistent, And I mean, shit, I'm taking Deshaun Watson over everybody. It doesn't give a damn. Like, you give me Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, I'm still taking Deshaun Watson. And it's fuck the Ravens all day, and it's definitely fuck the Titans. But O'Brien, bro, like, he got smoked by Tannehill before with the Dolphins.
Let's not talk about that.
So I said it earlier this week, and when it comes to scrambling quarterbacks, this defense don't know what the hell going on. And I think it has a lot to do with that D-line and Cornell because, man, I think that D-line is starting to get old. I mean, DJ Reed is pretty young, but, I mean, I feel like Scarlett's been here a while. Merciless has been here a while. And they might have to fucking completely rebuild that defensive line. But that's when, arguments like letting Clowney walk come in the door and shit. Because now you're depending on J.J. Watt coming back. And, I mean, it's just a pictorial tear. Like, fuck it, man. He has a $100 million contract. Like, if the motherfucker wants to come back, let him play, honestly. But, yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the fact that even if he's out there, he's not really going to beat the Ravens. I don't think anybody's going to beat the Ravens this year, bro. I'm just going to be completely honest. And it's a fucking shame. Because I hate living in a world where fucking Lamar Jackson's about to get a Super Bowl before Deshaun Watson, dog. Yeah. That shit, to me, is probably the most unfair shit that could ever happen. And the thing about Deshaun Watson is he's always won something in his third year of any level that he's played for, whether it was, high school, college, and now the NFL. And I know he knows that. I think that's what actually gets him to be so inconsistent sometimes when it comes to, winning 2 games, losing 1 game. Because, he looks at shit like that and they pay attention, bro. They pay attention to fucking media. Like, I know they want to pretend like they don't, but they do. Yeah. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the motherfuckers have come on YouTube and watched fucking Sauce Sports. And if you did, motherfucker, I need a signed jersey. Stop fucking playing. Anyways. But, I mean, it's just sad, bro. We need a lot. I think there's a lot of shit that we need on that defense as far as like the front line is concerned. And I don't really know if it's Cornell. Like, like maybe it's his communication with other coaches. Like, I don't know if Cornell's fucking giving instructions and delegating. Like, we don't really truly know like how much he's given to coaches or how much he's really taking on himself.
Yeah.
But I do know someone pointed it out on Wink's video today. Shout out to Wink, by the way. If y'all haven't checked out his video, here's another plug. Y'all go check out Third Coast Sports because, you know, Wink keeping it real. And there was a bunch of Titans fans in there that went in there talking shit today, and I was like, fuck the Titans all day. We don't give a fuck. But, yeah, man, I mean, when it comes down to all these substitutions, I think, like, Cornell's trying to, like, give J-Joe some time to be out there, then Conley some time to be out there.
That's just dumb,
like,
man.
in between that happening and they maybe not knowing exactly what the fuck the play is going to be, like, that's probably what's hurting them a little bit. So I think Cornell has some tough choices where he has to say, J-Joe, I'm fucking sorry. I'm going to just ditch you out here unless one of these motherfuckers get hurt. But, like, I mean, J-Joe he hasn't had, like, a grade of the year. He hasn't had all the snaps. But he has had, like, some good plays. So I can see how Cornell's conflicted on the fact that I don't know when the fuck to play J-Joe and when not. Because that one breakup he had on fucking, I want to say, the Patriots, or the Colts, I think, one of those two games, I was like, God damn, like, we usually get beat on those corner routes. And, you know, he did a pretty good job right down the end zone. So, I mean, I can see how it's getting harder than them, but that's a dilemma that they fucking created because they wanted to get all those defensive backs in here. Yeah. And sometimes when you get greedy having a certain position and having a lot of it, you know, sometimes all that does is just create more fucking chaos. So, anyways, yeah, man, that's just my feel.
Man, it's a very interesting point. Remind me at the end of the stream, because you were talking about Watson being inconsistent, but I think there's some other things that tie into that. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the Sauceline this evening?
Hey, brother, it's Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo, what's the motherfucking... How you been, man? How you been, El Lobo?
No, pretty good, man. Just got done with finals and work, so I get a break, and I'm happy now I can finally watch football on Sundays now.
Okay, good deal.
But I haven't. But according to what I've been seeing, I haven't been missing much anyway.
No, not at all. You can miss every third week of the Texans. You'll be all right. Or actually, yeah, every third week you miss it. You'll be all right. That's the way the pattern has been working. So. It's terrible. From what I've seen, yeah, man, I was seeing all over Sports Center today, man, all this talk about Troy Aikman wanting to be a GM, and I gotta, just off the top of my head, let's just say we all get our Christmas wish and Bill O'Brien, a.k.a. Richard Nixon, finally gets fired. Mm-hmm. Well, would Troy Aikman be a good GM for us, in everybody's opinion? That's a tough one. And the reason why I say that is because guys that tend to be good or who were known as greats or legendary or whatever you want to put Aikman, whatever cares. Some people say good, great, legendary, or they can say the team around him was whatever. But he's got rings. So
I would say he's pretty good, but not great.
Yeah, okay. And so, but guys like that, depending on where you would put them, talented, sometimes aren't the best judges of character. Like, they can do certain things that they can do. You know, they it's hard for them to evaluate other talent. Like, look at Elway, right? Elway and the struggles he's had getting in a quality. Maybe Locke might be a different situation, but as far as he had some struggles for a while, as far as finding a quality quarterback, and
all the way to Tebow.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. And so the thing about that is, I guess you just gotta find out. I don't want to go out on a limb again. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's one I'd have to think on for a little bit, but it would be interesting.
I don't doubt his competitive spirit. I'll give him that. But I mean, it was just something that was going through my head. Personally, I'm to the point, man, and I don't like to be negative. I like to think about everything as logically as I can without putting any emotion into it. But man, I'm kind of hoping we lose now at this point because I don't want Deshaun Watson to look bad because I love him, even though he makes me paranoid on a freaking weekly basis because it's like. And like I said, I love the man. I really do.
Yeah.
But, it's like sometimes we'll see him play like he did on the Broncos or the Carolina game or the Baltimore game. Then other times we see him play like we know he can play, and he'll ball out, look like a top 3 QB. And I mean, and I know that has a lot to. I think some of it, or quite a bit of it, has to do with BOB. But I mean, still, it just. I don't know. I mean,
man, what you said right there is really interesting.
It irritates me.
Because when I ran to the corner store today, and the radio happened to be on the channel. Usually, like I said, I plug my Bluetooth, but I was just running to the corner store, so it was no big deal. I didn't hook it up, and so it happened to be on 610. And what's his name? What's the guy? Fuck, can't think of his name right now. Starter. And he made a good point, and he was talking about this offense and spacing, right? And he was talking about the QT situation. This is something we've been talking about week in and week out. And now he's a former quarterback, so he gave like a breakdown from how it looks from a quarterback's eyes when you don't get space. And he was talking about this last game when QT and Hop had a particular route, and basically how Kuti again ended up in that same spot because of the poor spacing, and so that allowed one man basically to cover 2 receivers because of the poor spacing. And he said, from a quarterback's perspective is, prior to the snap, the play, who you want to go to. You got D-Hop out there. That's the man that you're looking for. And then as the play, breaks down, you can't go to that read. So part of that could be on Watson maybe being too locked in. But then again, when your receivers, especially when you're trying to run, 2-man combo routes and you only got 2 receivers on the field, or whatever else you got going on, and you got guys ending up in that same space. At this point, it's like, to me, part of that's on the coaching staff, because you should be doing everything in your power to make these things easier on Deshaun. And how is Kuti in year 2 worse than he was in year 1? And so, and again, but he's just talking about how the mental, he was talking about that. It was actually a pretty good listen for the little part that I caught, about 5 minutes of it. And and what he was saying, I was wondering, well, how much of that has to play into it? And then you think about the teams that you named, from Baltimore, Carolina, and a couple of other teams with quality secondaries. And so, again, so these are guys who are getting these receivers off course. And then when that happens, that's when Deshaun has to go into creative mode and try to make something happen. And again, that's why I say you question. You also look at some of these games when Fuller's not there. He doesn't open things up like that, and then so you have these issues. And so that's why I say, to me, it's not that Bill O'Brien is that quality. It's just the weapons that he has makes him look better than what he might really be.
You're talking about BOB, right? Not Watson.
Yeah, about BOB. But like I say, those things end up impacting Watson. And it's kind of that. Then we expect Watson when we see him do those miraculous things, but then he ends up not being able to do that or holding on to the ball too long. So I think it's kind of like a trickle down effect. As far as it is.
And I mean, I've never doubted Watson's warrior spirit. Don't get me wrong. And I know that. I know that things would be better if we had a good quality head coach. That's why I would love to see us. I mean, I know this is probably 99% chance never going to happen, but I would love to see us get a guy like Mike Shanahan, and yes, I know he's 68 years old, but hey, still, we got, I think Belichick's older than that.
Let's see, Cornell 102, but, so shit, he out there, goddamn it, why not?
And they're talking about Rex Ryan and Bill O'Brien would end up killing each other, which, and at that point, I kind of hope Rex Ryan would win. Yeah. But at this point, I wouldn't even mind having Rick Smith back. And like I said, I don't think he was a basket of fruit, but I don't think he was a narcissist where everything wasn't his fault either. Mm-hmm. And so, it's just, from what I learned about leadership and what I've learned from the military, etc., is that sometimes you got to look yourself in the mirror and you got to ask yourself, am I the problem? Yeah, Bill O'Brien says that, and he says that all the time. I don't know if he actually really believes it.
I don't think he does.
And so it's like, I just hope Cal McNair. Now, if we go on a 3-game winning streak, okay, well, by all means, great. But it's like, at this point, I'm just kind of like, what in the hell does it got to take for the McNairs in general to say, this guy just ain't it? He might be a great coordinator on another team, but like I said, a great coordinator, not a good head coach. I just don't see it. I've tried to, and you've given him plenty of chances. Everybody's given him plenty of chances to actually try to see the best in him.
He'd have to have a heart attack on the field. He'd have to damn near die on the way to the locker room at halftime before they even start considering, well, maybe, just maybe, Bill O'Brien's doing too much. But it's just I think they're all in on him. I think they're locked in on him, and it's just I'm kind of I wish that maybe they would be a little bit more flexible. But like I say, they their whole deal is just is like the lack of knowledge. Like I said, in front office, so they basically let him run it. He is the Houston Texans, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate. Appreciate the love. He's out here. I don't think it's anything Latinas in the deal.
Right. All right, guys. Well, hey, it was good talking to you again, Honcho. Thanks for letting me say my piece. Hey, I'll listen to the rest. I'll listen to the rest on site, man. Hey, but it was good talking to you, man. Love you, bro.
All right, Lobo, man. I appreciate you calling. It's good to hear from you, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a good one, man. Shout out to El Lobo, man. I love hearing from El Lobo. It was always good. I like his analogies. He puts things in a presidential way. I like that. That's cool. But appreciate the love, Eastside Hero. A couple things. We can go for a few more minutes. But like I said, y'all, for those who weren't here early, that I am going to start getting more on the podcast with a lot of the changes that YouTube's been making because, they want to make everything soft. They're starting, can't talk about people and no harassment and no bullying. Well, I love El Lobo. It's all love for El Lobo. Like I say, I ain't trying to leave him out there like that. But my thing is I don't know who that is. Y'all keep saying this name, and I have no idea who that is. So like my thing is, it ain't showing that. That's why I say sometimes the whole be on point, sometimes it don't. It's not showing anybody caller right now. Let me see if I do this, if it changes anything. Yeah, no, it ain't showing. Might have to hang up and call back. But like I said, we'll take one or two more calls, and then. But like I was saying, for those who didn't hear, like I said, I'm gonna definitely start getting more on the podcast, on the Spotify and stuff like that, because it's really time to get on the grind and take this to, my own platform. Because YouTube is only going to allow so much, but like I said, the podcast and things like that will definitely start coming back. We'll definitely have some private podcasts for the Patreon supporters, so consider supporting via Patreon, patreon.com/saucesports. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who got calling into the Sauceline this evening?
What's good, Honcho? It's your boy Dakota.
Man, Dakota, what's on your mind this evening, man?
I already gave y'all the blueprint of how this gonna play out, man. let me tell him again.
All right.
See, this is what's gonna happen. The Titans gonna come in, kick our ass at home, and then we're gonna go up to Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston gonna basically hand us the game because he's gonna throw just 2 interceptions, and then we're gonna lose at home. That's gonna put us at 8-8, and guess what? That's gonna put the Titans at 10 and 6 because they're gonna lose to New Orleans.
Okay.
So once we miss the playoffs, they're gonna give Bill O'Brien one more chance because for some reason they are all in on this nigga. I don't know why. He showed you in 6 years he can't get it done. But next year you're gonna see a side of O'Brien where he's gonna be taking risk after risk after risk to get this team better because he's going to be playing for his job. And once we go 4-12, because the team is going to quit on him next season, it's just no way around that. I think DJ Reader has already quit. Watkins quit on him in that Carolina game. I don't know if y'all saw that.
You think so?
Like, end of the third quarter, fourth quarter, Watkins just stopped playing. He stopped trying. He quit on Bill O'Brien that game. So the team will quit on him, and that's going to be the end of Bill O'Brien. So at worst, we got to suffer through this shit for one more season. Just one more.
That's a long time, man. That's tough, man.
Hey, what's one more compared to the 6 we just got through, man?
Man, look. This is what, the third season that the Sauceline went through? Yeah, so it's tough, man. Look, I don't know what more is gonna be hard pressed with the bullshit the Texans be doing, the changes YouTube trying to make. It's just like I'm gonna be all. Y'all see my beard? When I have a little beard, when I have a little hair, when I don't trim it, it be turning gray. I wonder why the shit be turning gray and going bad. This damn Texans do it to you, man.
But like real talk, look at all of our losses.
Mm-hmm.
What do all of our losses have in common?
They're decent defenses that we play.
Premium pass rush. All of our losses come to the better team who has a better pass rush. That's why Denver kicked our ass, because Von Miller and some other dude that came out of nowhere, like they had just picked him up, but he was fucking beast. But they come to the better pass rushers because Watson doesn't have time to do Watson shit. That's why when people be talking about, oh man, he holds the ball too long, look, man, you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Because when he holds the ball and makes a damn good play, everybody's so in love with him. When he takes a sack, it's all, oh man, Watson got to do a better job, just throw the ball away. You got to take the good with the bad. If you're going to complain about it, just make him get rid of the ball all the time instead of doing it sometimes.
But then you ain't gonna see those dynamic plays, because like I said, we've seen the guys that who run the system that Bill O'Brien wants, and you didn't see those dynamic plays. You see those big plays like that. You saw receivers basically underperform. You know, and I'd rather take Watson's good with his bad than getting one of those statues, one of those guys that Bill O'Brien likes. And again, like I say, Watson has saved Bill O'Brien's career. Like it's. I'm not even going to get into it. It is what it is. I'm glad we have Watson. I just wish we could get rid of Bill while we still have, a couple of years on Watson's deal. Because let's be honest, shit, next year you basically have to break bread next year. When it comes to Watson, because it's just going to that price is going to get higher and higher and higher. So. Which
is why I think Bill O'Brien, because look at the moves he's made this season compared to the other season. Like, he's never been this much of, I'm going to get this person, bring him in, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. He's never made these moves like, damn. That's why I think he's playing for he's doing this shit. Because they done already told him, look, bro, if you miss the playoffs, that's the end of your tenure here. Because you went in 6 seasons, minus this one, so 5, when have we ever seen him make this many off-season changes?
No, none. But like I said, people will say, well, this is his first time being GM. Maybe the other GMs weren't in line with what he wanted to do. But yet they sat there and told us, game in and game out that damn, the boy dropped 10 threes. They went game in and game out that, him and what's his name? We're on the same page. We're simpatico. We thinking like we're aligned and we're in unison. We have a height, weight, speed matrix and all this other shit. They swore up and down that they were in unison. So as soon as that opportunity came, he cans him, goes all in. They can use the Rick Smith. Well, him and Rick Smith, they weren't on the same page. There was a inside battle going on, so that's why he couldn't get the way he couldn't get the guys he wanted. Man, had it been the guys that Bill O'Brien wanted, you don't have Watson. I don't believe you don't have Reader. You don't have some of these guys who are quality, good pickups. And then you continue to, I don't know, like I say again, when it comes to talent evaluation, I don't know about Bill O'Brien and his decision making, because again, I felt like he would have went for, had the opportunity been there, I think he would have went Trubisky. I think, if he had a choice out of the latter of the two who were left, I think he would have went Mahomes instead of Watson. Like, if it was his choices, like I honestly don't think that he preferred Watson. I don't think he wanted a guy that he thought was probably a mobile, scrambling guy or whatever it is. But turns out Watson was better than he imagined, and so that ended up benefiting him. Because in reality, I think, he'd adjusted much earlier on to Watson's skill set as opposed to, trying to force him into doing what he wants to do.
Exactly. And when we saw how forcing Watson to be a pocket passer turned out for us, we went 0-3 to start the season last year. So, like Bill O'Brien, he gotta get the fuck out of town with that. But so that's why I say he's gonna do one more season, because Romeo Cornell, he's done in Houston.
Yeah,
They finna get rid of him. Cornell about to be his scapegoat.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. He got to have some excuses in place to justify some things, and I think Cornell will be it. That's probably why he kept him one more year. Well, shit, if it come down to the wire, maybe I can throw him under the bus and I give me an extra year out of it, So
once Cornell is done, he ain't gonna have no more excuses. And next season, when the team quits on him, I'm calling it now. The team is going to quit on him. Y'all mark this day. I said this shit a season early. When the team quits on him, that's when we'll see the end of Bill O'Brien.
I can't wait that long, man. It's a long time.
Man, look, I'd rather we wait one more season than he be here than we go to the playoffs then this shit start over. Because if we make the playoffs, he ain't going nowhere. They gonna give him an extension, and I can't do that. If they give him an extension, I'm done with this.
I mean, shit. Technically, what he still got because when was the extension last year before? Because they gave technically what's his name an extension to match his as soon as they signed him. So he still got 3 or 4 more years on it. And the crazy thing is, I don't know. I think Rick Smith is over, but they're still paying. Brian Gaines, you paying all this. Like the Texans are wasting a lot of money on people who ain't even a part of this organization anymore, which is fucking ridiculous. But it is what
and
it is.
True story. I don't mean to cut you off, but the true story about Brian Gaines came out. If he tried to give Clowney a long-term deal, and Bill O'Brien didn't want that.
That's tough. That's tough stuff right there, man. Well, again, it's just it's.
But,
what?
Look, man. If you gotta pay him, bring him back. Shit, you still paying half a Clowney salary. Although I think we done paying for that shit. Like Aaron Colvin still getting paid from us. Like we're paying people that ain't even on the team, that ain't even a part of this organization anymore, which is fucking retarded. So if that's how the McNairs want to run their business, hey, like I said, if Bill O'Brien gets an extension, I might be a motherfucking Seahawks fan.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. But they ain't tripping because the fans gonna still put the money in their pocket, so they not tripping on that.
But yeah, I gave y'all the blueprint and how this shit gonna play out. So again, just like I ended yesterday's call, I'm ending the call like this: Go Titans! That motherfucking baby blue. Go Titans! Let's go.
Already, that's a bet, Dakota, baby.
All right.
Already. All right, we'll take one more and then we'll get ready to wrap it up after this, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the Sauceline this evening?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, my name is DJ.
All right, DJ, what's on your mind there, DJ?
What's on my mind is that I feel like our O-line should get better. It's been blocking good. I've been trying to watch every game of the season. And I feel like next year Deshaun Watson's going to go down with an injury.
What? Why do you feel that way?
Because, like, he's always on the floor when he gets a hard hit, but he always gets up. And I feel like if they have Marcus Mariota on the bench, I feel like we should get Marcus Mariota too.
Okay. That's what's happening. All right, anything else that's on your mind there, DJ?
I feel like we need to trade J.J. Watt because, he's starting to get on my nerves.
Word? Why J.J. Watt get on your nerves, man?
Because he keeps getting injured.
Okay. That's what's happening. All right, little DJ, man. Well, I appreciate you calling into the Sauceline, DJ, man, and sharing your thoughts with us.
All right.
All right, have a good one. I don't know what happened. We'll take one more after we can't end it on that. No, we go take one more call. We'll end it on this call. What's the motherfucking deal, man? We got calling in to the Sauceline.
It's Ricky motherfucking D.
Ricky motherfucking D. What's on your mind, man? How you feeling this evening, man?
Oh, you know, man. Over here, man. I'm always shining, baby. I'm always shining.
Already, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't let these motherfuckers get to me anymore, man, because they don't give a shit whether I shine another shoe or not. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to share some things. I don't know what you guys exactly were talking about, just based on the title. I haven't had a chance to look at the streams, but I'll go back and review it again. But when I went to the game this Sunday, I came away from there just dumbfounded as to what the hell just happened. And all week long, I guess I've tried to say, like, what would be the word for it, and I went over everything. I said, okay, coaching, okay, no. Discipline, no. We've already gone over that. We've gone over all of that stuff. And then it dawned on me earlier this morning, the word is uninspired. Uninspired is how that game was played. And you know what? It doesn't just go from we're seeing a routine of whenever we win a big game or we think we win a big game, Texans come out sluggish.
Correct.
Deshaun Watson comes out sluggish. But you know what else I saw? I also saw that the fans were sluggish. And because I'm looking out there, bro, I had people asking me to sit the fuck down at the football game. Yeah, could you please sit down? And I said, no, we're on defense, motherfucker. Stand up. I had to how are you going to tell me to sit down, man? I paid money for my ticket, but how are you telling me to sit down? And I was thinking to myself, and then I look across, and I go, well, no wonder there's nothing but orange jerseys around here.
Correct.
When I go out, when I was walking through the, and I've been to several Texans games before, man, and I've seen a much rowdier crowd before in the past.
Yeah.
But when I look and I see the tailgate at 11 o'clock, 10:30, not looking anywhere near full. We don't look like an 8-4 team that just got done beating the Patriots. Nobody looked like that. And the crowd only cheers. The crowd only cheers whenever they tell them to. If they say make noise, then everybody goes, ah, it makes noise. But the whole thing, man, was just uninspired. Like I had this feeling like they're like man, there's something in the air where the Texans are getting ready, like they're warming up. They're telling Kaimi Fairbairn to warm up his leg because he's about to come kick me in the balls. That's how I felt with this game, and everything does show undiscipline on this team. I hung on as long as I could with Bill O'Brien. You had me there towards the edge, Honcho, for a while after you mentioned about how you felt in the Colts game. But this was the game for me that said, no, we're done, because that keeps happening, and it's a repetitive thing. So what makes you think it's going to change? That's where I look at that. I look at that and say it's just not going to change.
Correct.
And the other point that I'd like to make is that, and every fan should think about this, and maybe this is why everybody was a little bit uninspired, because over the course of these last 4 games, the Texans are a Deshaun Watson fumble in the fourth quarter and a onside recovery kick against the Patriots away from losing 4 games in a row and being a 6-6 team. And that's something to think about. And it's something that we all should look at, because that's the kind of stuff that we can look forward to later on in this season. And then the other thing is, I know everybody's already talking about Bill O'Brien being fired. I don't want to have a coach's wish list, because I just feel like this organization is going to let me down. They're going to come on, man. You can't tell me that the second Jason Garrett gets fired, that this front office is not going to look at Jason Garrett and go, he's exactly what we want to represent our football team. They're not going to go after Rex Ryan and his mouth. They're not going to go after John Harbaugh, who probably has a better mind than all of them when it comes to football and all of that. They're not going to go after that. This has been mediocre, and they're going to go after mediocre Garrett again. You know, they're just going to replace O'Brien with this bullshit. Don't you just look at Garrett on the sidelines and tell me if that doesn't look like the Houston Texans conservative football team head coach to you.
If y'all think the Sauce was negative before, if something like that ever happened, I am going on a campaign to sell the fucking Houston Texans. Like, we got to run them out of town. Like, at this point, if you don't get them the fuck out of town, it's just, it's like, man, I fight somebody.
But Honcho, you're reacting that way because you know I'm right. You know that that's a very good possibility. Sean Payton could come off of the Saints. Could come off the Saints, but if they see Jason Garrett, they're going to point at Jason Garrett and go, man, that's our guy. Yeah. I mean, he's nice, clean, and wholesome. You know, like that's exactly how they're going to look at it. He's just nice, clean, and wholesome. He's such a positive guy in the community. You know, that's how it's going to be looked at, man. And I can't sit there and think because I can't because this organization has never showed it to us. I mean, we've had coaches that were available. We had coaches that were available even in the beginning of the franchise, and we didn't go after them. We went after Dom Capers because, well, Dom Capers is a business-like guy and blah blah blah. You know, like that's the way it is, man. And when I looked at that, I said, everything about this, that's what that game represented to me. Everything about this organization, aside from the players, is cookie cutter, man. We have nothing. Like if you listen to other crowds, they have like certain things that they do where it's just crazy, and they do that. Like the Buffalo Bills have the "Make Me Want to Shout" song. The Saints got the "When the Saints Go Marching In." Everybody's got their own individual thing, and all of our stuff is a mixture of what everybody else has already done.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not only does the team not have an identity, the fans don't have an identity. Like, I'm saying, like, what is the? We were asking earlier this year, and I'd like to see if anybody, maybe somebody new has an idea. What is the Texans slogan? Like, what is it? What is it saying? Like, the Saints have "Who Dat," even the Bengals have "Who Dey." Ravens got their little flock thing they got going on. I mean, like, what is the Texans thing? You know what I'm saying?
It's "We Are Texans," which I like. That's okay.
That's the most generic shit ever.
Go with that enough.
That's the most generic shit.
You don't go.
Cowboys fans are Texans too. I mean, everybody. You live in the state of Texas. In half the state of Texas. Let me phrase that. 8/10 of the state of Texas doesn't even fuck with the Texans, and they're all Texans too. Like that's what I'm saying. Like these slogans are. It's just.
Well, I'll argue that point because you can be a cowboy in Wyoming, a cowboy in Oklahoma, but you can only be a Texan in Texas.
Correct.
So I get that,
yeah. But don't you
think is that it's still bland.
Yeah, but do you think that prevents other fans? Like, because I forgot who I think I might have mentioned it to Spitz or one of the stream a couple back. Like, do you think the name Texas or even a slogan like that prevents people in other states and other places from really being interested in the team? Because it's almost exclusionary. Like, if I live in fucking California, I'm like, hey, I like Deshaun Watson, I like DeAndre Hopkins, I'm a Texan. Doesn't it make you feel kind of weird? Like, I've never been to Texas, or whatever. I'm a Texan, or I'm a Texan fan. Like, we are Texan. Like, you're excluded from that. It's that's why I say when they picked the name, it was kind of fucking stupid. But it is what it is now. Ain't no changing it. But
it's a bite off of two other franchises that already came and went. And I'm still okay with the Texans because I am from Texas, so fuck everybody else the way I look at it. But the thing is that it doesn't there's so much more that you could do to play around with it because look at the Houston Oilers. What happened when they scored? Right, had their own song. And again, don't mean to bring up the Oilers because I know how everybody feels about that. But they had their own color coordination, their own song. A guy used to, the little board used to light up with a cowboy that would shoot six shooters, and then a bull would come out and go, and shit was happening. It wasn't just a whole thing that everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And this damn, so I was looking at that and I was going, that's what it is, man. This thing is uninspired. At one point, very mellow in the background, I want to say the second quarter, right before halftime, they started playing Southside by Lil Kiki, the beat in the back. And I said, if they went off on that, this whole place, just on that song alone, would just start going ape shit, right? They just going crazy, right?
Yeah.
And everybody would be like, at least the crowd would be loud for something else, I mean, it's just something different. And I think that's exactly what we as fans, I think we can all agree on that. This place needs something different.
Correct.
And I would like a guy to come in and slap some people around and all that good stuff. I just don't think that our front office will do those things, man.
I agree. Like I say, it's just like I say, it's a weird culture. Like you actually made the perfect example. Like everything is business like. The whole Texas culture is business like. The guys they try to get these, business minded or the way they operate. Like you said, clean cut images. That's the whole reason Bill O'Brien is here. I mean, think about it. Well, he went into a bad situation in Penn State and he made the best of it. Didn't do anything spectacular. He had some winning seasons, but it was cool. But he made the best of it. That's the kind of guy. He has the integrity we want. He can take us there. No, he can't prove shit. Like again, you go and get these guys, or you go get a firm, an outside firm, to go hire your GMs, to hire your fucking coaches, and do all this. That shows that inside this organization, they don't know what they want. They have to go get someone else to do the job, and that shit makes no sense, man.
Let's take Jerry Jones, for example, because I know everybody here is always rooting for the Cowboys to lose, which, again, careful what you wish for, because now you might get it, and now you might even get their riffraff, like I said. But Jerry Jones was on Good Morning Football the other day, and they asked him, what's going on? What are you going to do with Dak's contract? What are you going to do with Garrett's contract? And he said, listen, man, how about we win a damn football game first? Because when it comes to writing checks, my hand isn't one to go limp, or I'm not one for my hand to go numb from writing checks. But you win football games, everything else is going to take care of itself. I'll make sure of that, right? Listen to how he said it, though. He put it out there, man. Yeah. If I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm thinking, yeah, man, my team's not playing good, but you know what, man, my owner, he's trying. He's trying to do something, man. We don't hear nothing like that. We don't ever see or hear that they're disappointed. Instead, all they do is clap on the sidelines, just like old boy Jason Garrett, and we don't have that mentality. See, Jerry Jones puts that mentality because he knows my team's doing bad. I still need to put people in the seats, so I'm going to say this because even though rings make you rich, nacho sales keep you rich.
Correct. And people they don't like Jerry. You can say whatever y'all want to say about Jerry. Jerry keeps the Dallas Cowboys on everybody's tongue, on everybody's mind. He makes them relevant, even when they're not relevant. You know what I'm saying? Got people thinking Dak is the man. Dak is garbage. But because he's a Cowboy, because of what he's somewhat doing, makes him look good. The fact that I've liked Jerry Jones, my mind changed on Jerry Jones ever since the Tebow situation. When Tebow was in the draft, and they had like a little undercover camera of Jerry Jones. They were asking somebody, Tebow, what can you do with him? Or something. He's like, I can't do nothing with that. Like something crazy he said. Like I don't know if he was drunk or what the fuck. But he's honest. He speaks his mind, and he don't give a shit. But he knows that he wants those Cowboys to win. Regardless of how you feel about the Cowboys, Jerry Jones is all in. You don't feel like that with this organization. Like with this organization, they just say all the right stuff. We're going to say the right things. We're going to be the Texans need to embrace being the fucking bad guy. They need to embrace like a fucking mentality, and they need to just come out here and want to be like fuck it. The Patriots like they take everything from the Patriots except for the do whatever it fucking takes to win. Patriots, the Bengals, right? Who's afraid of the fucking Bengals? The Patriots trying to cheat on the fucking Bengals. Like, that's how all in they are. They know that they can't risk it. Any more upsets, any more rinky-dink fucking games. They're willing to fucking film the Bengals. That's how all in they are. But it's just like the Texans have to do everything above board. We have to do everything. And then the one time they try to do some shit, in a half-ass way, they get caught and get in trouble for the shit. Like, and it's the dumb shit. Like, we want to take this guy from the Patriots. They don't read the contract and realize that you can't get him until after the draft next year. So it is just like I say, it's elementary, man. It's a real crazy organization. I love them. Again, y'all know if you hate no Texans, I love the Texans. I'm a root for the Texans, but it's just sometimes the shit that they do is so fucking stupid. You gotta, if you're not cheating, you ain't trying. I don't care what they say about the fucking Astros. Guess what? You ain't taking that fucking championship away from them. It is what it is. They did what the fuck they had to do to fucking win, and guess what? Everybody rode with it. Even the national media said the Astros did this.
Still over there.
Exactly. Every remember the media said the Astros did this, they did that. Are any of the fans changed their mind? Has any Astros fan said, well, those darn Astros, they shouldn't have did it? What did they say? Well, oh well, fuck it. It is what it is. We got that bitch. You should have tried harder.
My question is, why do motherfuckers wait till after the shit's already done to speak up? So that's how I look at that. But again, what it comes down to, man, is is our team going to be willing to say, you know what, let's do something crazy, man. Let's do something different. I was looking at there are some fans that I saw that were standing up all game long, still hitting on the wall and stuff like that. Why aren't we highlighting that, man? Every other organization has these fans that they highlight and stuff like that. Like, I just wish that they would ask the fans so that we could tell them, man, this is what we want, man. Yeah. I mean, like, I want an end zone celebration song. Speaking of celebrations and costumes, man, let me tell you what. I'm glad that day they came in with that dodgeball uniform, the linebackers, because in that movie, there's one of the guys that plays, and his wife is putting an L on her forehead, right? Mm-hmm. And he's saying L for love. He's telling her L for love, right? And I wanted to go up to this motherfucker and just put my L on my forehead and go, no, L for love, motherfuckers. No. Because, I kept thinking to myself, it's only a matter of time before we lose a game before everybody starts picking on that.
Yeah.
Especially if we went on a streak and then we lost at the end or something like that, they would have made fun of that whole shit all over again. It's only a matter of time. This lets us know that winning is not being taught.
Because a coach who, again, has control of their locker room would not be entertaining that nonsense. I get it, have fun, all that other crazy stuff. If you have a championship, like, that's not your primary thing. It seems like motherfuckers are going over dress coordination more than they're worried about, the playbook, it seems like. It's like, come on, man.
I would have understood it. I would understand it if you were a linebacking core that was leading the league in something.
Yes.
You're not leading the league in shit.
Correct.
You're not leading the league in nothing. Lunch pail crew, they're getting their lunch took all the time.
Oh no.
They're getting their lunch. Lunch pail crew gets their lunch took. I mean, they the only one that really gives any kind of pressure up the middle is Reader. Aside from Reader, nobody else. I mean, and then the rock band. You know what, man? I got to tell you, this is how disconnected I feel like our football team is with the fans. The majority of everybody's not there doing rock moves and stuff like that at the stadium, man. We want to see something else. Put a DJ up in that motherfucker or something like that. I don't know. You don't even have a bass player in that shit. Come on, man. We gotta have a bass. Everybody's playing a damn electric guitar, and then there's a drummer. Come on, man. We all know we need a bass player. Anyhow, man, that's it, man. I know I kept everybody up a little bit more, but thanks for taking my call, because I know I'm probably the last one, unless Jay Dizzle still has more stuff to say at the end.
We're going to wrap it up on this one, man, but I appreciate your call there, Ricky D, man. A great call, man.
All right, respect to y'all, man. Love y'all.
All right, have a good one, man.
Peace.
Shout out to Ricky motherfucking D, man. Like I said, we're going to end it on that one. I got to get ready for some dead thing. I know some folks who was on hold, and I apologize for y'all, but gotta slide. Gotta get in the den. As much as I love y'all, Sauceline, the Texans make me depressed, and I gotta get in the den to get my spirits back right. So. It's not y'all, Sauceline. I fuck with y'all. It's just the Texans, man. Like it really is, man. It's the Texans that make this thing terrible. So I apologize for my demeanor. But the topic tonight it's gonna be something in reference to body shaming, and it's going to be something in reference. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about. That's what I'm thinking. This might just turn into a Roughnecks channel. But that tells you, man. Like it's so much stuff. Like I said, we'll get into it as the week progresses, man. But that went a little over what I planned. I was only planning to go an hour, maybe about an hour and a half. Yeah, we're gonna kind of talk about Lizzo, but we're gonna talk about body shame. We're gonna talk about that incident because apparently this is a thing, and it's I'm just gonna be the end all be all of this discussion because we've talked about it. Yeah, exactly. And then watch Soft Sports TV blow up, and then Soft Sports don't get no damn views. But that Soft Sports TV is like ESPN too. But no, we're gonna talk about that because it's been some beef back and forth between this whole thing. The last couple of days we've been talking about this Lizzo situation, and so we're gonna fucking end all of this nonsense tonight, get that over with. But I appreciate y'all, man. I thank all y'all. Make sure you hit that like button, dog. Make sure you hit that like button. Let YouTube know you enjoy this content. Like I said, I'm gonna get everything back going, set up for the Spotify and the stuff. Man, Shaolin, hit me and let me know. Maybe not tomorrow, but if you're available sometime this week for a live stream or something like that, we can make some. Y'all know Shaolin is a Titans fan, so we can get some Titan trash talk going on. So let me know if you're available. Let's make something happen. Just hit me. You know how to get in touch with me, man. Yeah, because I'm about to wind it down. I got to get ready for the day, and I got to get something to eat too. But I appreciate y'all, and I fucks with y'all. If you like interesting conversation, y'all want to talk about anything and everything, make sure y'all come slide to the den. We'll be in the den at 10 p.m. Central. Shout out to everybody who came through again. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you here. I think we need like 70 more to get to 6,000. Tell a friend. Tell a friend about Soft Sports if you know somebody who enjoys that kind of conversation, real Texans talk. But with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Most of all, y'all stay saucy. Follow Soft Sports HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Join the Soft Sports Facebook group and all that stuff. About, man. Perfect. Ken is for real.